The Salaam Community Wellness Center was launched in 2020 in response to the impact that the COVID-19 pandemic has had on the Black and Brown communities on Chicago's South Side. In the 16 months since we were established, we have acquired and renovated a 3,300 square foot facility in the Woodlawn community. We have 4 exam rooms which were outfitted with the generous donations from individual donors. Our next step is to launch our unique, innovative, integrative program to address the needs of culturally competent primary care, addictive treatment, mental and nutrition services. We will be using mind-body exercises such as deep breathing meditation, yoga, and Tai Chi. Nutrition, educational, and counseling will be provided incorporating the food as medicine model to address chronic illnesses such as diabetes, hypertension, and obesity. The program will address poor access to healthy foods through the installation of its community garden. This space will also serve as a holistic healing space where patients and community members will have the opportunity to learn about and participate in. Thank you for your contributions, and we look forward to your continued support.
Good morning to all of our family and friends, to everyone who's joining us online today. My name is Dr. Audrey Tanksley, and I am the Medical Director of the Salaam Community Wellness Center. We'd like to thank you for joining us today. We're grateful that we can bring this presentation to all of you guys. So what are we doing today? Why are we here? Today is our health and wellness kickoff event. So, yay! This has been a long time coming, you guys. And as you saw in our video, our thought came out of, and our action came out of the time in COVID where we were seeing so many people in our community that were not getting access to the care that they needed, or not understanding the illness that was upon us in the pandemic, because of mistrust in the medical system and not having that connection with doctors that they had been seeing on a routine basis. So when they said, go get tested at your doctor's office or go get a vaccine at your doctor's office, many people didn't have that connection. And we didn't want that to be. We know many reasons why that exists. And so we created the Salaam Community Wellness Center as a solution, as an answer to help to tackle those issues that we know have kept our community in a significant bind for many years. So it's time to reclaim our health, guys. And that's what we're here to do. And that's what the Salaam Community Wellness Center is here to do. So what are we doing today? Because I know everybody wants to know. Today at this kickoff event, we have called this Living Your Best Life Now. And the reason that we want to talk about living your best life now is because, as we learned during the pandemic, now is the time that we have, right? Now is the time to re-engage with our families, re-engage with our communities, and really get some healing and peace in our own lives. Some going back to our own self-care and learning how to do those techniques. So often, myself included, we put ourselves on the shelf. And when we do that, we don't really get to live the best life that our Creator has prepared for us. And now we're saying to everyone, especially as we get ready to enter 2022, it is time to reclaim and live your best life now. And so today, we are going to bring you a number of presenters, all of whom are affiliated with the Salaam Community Wellness Center, our lovely providers who you can see when we begin to start seeing our patients, wink, wink, which will be very soon. And that will allow us to introduce you to some of the modalities that we will be providing here and allow you to come on in and start getting these services. And so today you'll hear from a number of them in their own expertise, talking about various different topics. Today is themed around the holidays simply because that's the season that's upon us. But believe and know that every single thing that you hear today is not only valid for the holiday season. It's generalizable into the entire year and every single day of your life. And so what I would like to say today is sit back in your chairs. If you're here in person with us, welcome, 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 relax. And if you're virtually at home, then you really get to relax because we can't see everything that you're doing. Mute yourself and get ready to, and for those that are here in the rooms, if you can turn your phone down on silent or on vibrate so that also doesn't interject into any of the presentations that are going to be given today, and sit back and relax because you are about to enter a peaceful moment for the next couple hours. So thanks for joining us. I am now going to let you hear a wonderful beginning session from Dr. Gloria Bashir. Dr. Gloria Bashir is our director of our director of alternative and behavioral health, and she will be talking to us about what is health and wellness.
I so apologize. I did unmute myself, or so I thought, and I didn't do it. So I apologize. Greetings, greetings, greetings again. I'm Dr. Gloria Bashir, the Director of Behavior and Alternative Health here at the Salaam Community Wellness Center. And my area of expertise is traditional Chinese medicine. I also have a very lengthy background as a social worker as well. And so I've combined those two disciplines in how I approach health and wellness. And so today we're going to be talking about our chi and what's important about your chi. So we have chi is throughout our body. We have our lung chi. We have stomach chi. We have many, many, many types of chi throughout our body. But I'm going to focus on two main chis, and that is the innate chi. That's the chi that you're born with. And the second is the chi that you develop. And that's through your lifestyle. That's how you live. That's how you eat. That's how you interact with others. That's part of your emotional health, your mental health, right? And so the objective in traditional Chinese medicine is that we want to balance your chi or create what is called homeostasis. And when we can't balance that, we need to restore your chi, which means that you've got some chi deficiencies, okay? And here are a couple signs of chi deficiency. Chronically tired or fatigued, kind of listless, poor appetite, poor focus, okay? Those are just some quite simple examples that any of us can experience at any time, but chronic is the critical phrase here. If you're feeling chronically fatigued and listless, now that's something you need to address. And again, it can be addressed through diet, exercise, lifestyle, okay? But our goal is always to balance your chi. And so in this holiday season, what does that mean? How do we create a healthy and happy holiday from a traditional Chinese medicine perspective? One way is, of course, eating well, taking care of yourself, getting out, getting some exercise in, getting fresh air. Fresh air is critical, and particularly given the time that we are in COVID, we're all wearing masks, getting fresh air, getting outside as much as possible, okay? Eating well. When I say eating well, that I know that that's very, very, very relative and selective depending on where we're coming from, right? But that means reducing sugar. Sugar is very taxing on the body. It means eating more fruits and vegetables. For some, that even means having timed eating, or what we call intermittent fasting, meaning that that you abstain from food for certain periods, which is actually very, very restorative to the body, okay? So those are just a couple of examples of things that you can do to create a healthier and happier holiday season for yourself. That means that you will hopefully have way more energy for your family members, that you would have way more opportunity to interact, to get out, to enjoy the season that many of us really look forward to spend with family and friends. Now, the kind of the last thing that I like to talk about, just is a very, very, very brief presentation about how to create a healthy and happy holiday season from a traditional Chinese medicine perspective. And that is getting treatment. Yes, that means acupuncture. And for some people, that is something that some folks are a little bit maybe afraid of needles. Maybe they're not really sure how it works. Is there medicine in the needles? No, there's no medicine in the needles, but it's really based on this system of medicine is based on the placement of the needle and how the placement of that needle can enhance your energy, can open blockages within your body. It can restore your chi. It can balance your emotions. So these are very, very, very significant interventions that we're going to be offering here at Salaam Community Wellness Center, because these are ways that you can plot a path forward for not just a happy and healthy holiday season for now, but we're talking about the next holiday season and the next and the next, and to create more of a healthy body system for yourself. And hopefully that will trickle down to your family members, okay? So I'm gonna leave you with diet, so important in restoring chi and balancing chi, okay? And for many of us, that restoring chi is most important because many of us are quite depleted and don't really know it. The other is your mental health. Acupuncture is extremely effective for emotional and mental health conditions, particularly stress, anxiety, um, feelings of being overwhelmed, okay? And in terms of what you are putting in your body on a daily basis. Clean water, good food, eating as clean as you can eat. And we know that that's relative because, sometimes, and particularly in certain areas of the city, there are food deserts. And so we don't always have the best access to clean food. But getting clean food as best you can. And preparing as much of your own food as possible. Eating, unless you're eating at a wonderful whole food type restaurant, okay? But eating out can be quite challenging to the body. It presents a lot more additives, a lot more salts and sugars and things like that, things that can be much more damaging to the body. So that's what I'd like to leave you with. And I wish you all a very happy and healthy holiday season. Thank you.
Sorry about that, guys. All right, so for everyone that's here online with us again, thank you so much for joining. To the whole Facebook that is joining us virtually, thanks for joining us again. My name again is Dr. Audrey Tanksley, Medical Director of Salaam Community Wellness, and I'm going to be helping to moderate today's session. As you just heard, we're starting our Living Your Best Life Now series. And I didn't mention this at the top of the when I was giving the introduction, but so you guys are aware, every month we're going to be providing you with an educational well, all year it'll be an educational series, but every month a new educational topic, something that is relevant to our community, something that we can show you how to use the best of both Western and Eastern medicine in various different ways to have the most fulfilled and whole life as possible. So you just heard Dr. Bashir talking about how we use traditional Chinese medicine and acupuncture in clean eating to help us. And so often for many of us, that may sound foreign, right? That may sound like, I've never heard this before. I don't know how to apply this to my life. So it is my pleasure to bring one of my sisters to the stage next, Dr. Patrice Muhammad, who is going to help us understand about primary care and integrative medicine and how we bring these things that may seem so abstract to us into our everyday lives. So thank you so much for being with us today, Dr. Muhammad.
Thank you, Dr. Audrey. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you. Primary care, as defined by the American Academy of Family Physicians, is the provision of integrated, accessible healthcare services by physicians and their healthcare teams who are accountable for addressing a large majority of personal healthcare needs, developing a sustained partnership with patients, and practicing in the context of family and community. The care is person-centered, team-based, community-aligned, and designed to achieve better health, better care, and lower costs. Additionally, primary care includes health promotion, disease prevention, health maintenance, counseling, patient education, diagnosis, and treatment of acute and chronic illnesses in a variety of healthcare settings, such as the office, inpatient, critical care, long-term care, home care, schools, telehealth, etc. Well, that's the definition of primary care. But primary care doesn't look like that in our communities, unfortunately. The inner city communities do not have access to that perfect definition of primary care. Yes, we should. And that's what Salaam Community Wellness Center intends to bring, and more. Integrative medicine is healing-oriented medicine that takes account of the whole person, mind, body, spirit, including all aspects of lifestyle. It emphasizes the therapeutic relationship and makes use of all appropriate therapies, both conventional and alternative. And we say conventional, which is, again, you go to your primary care office and you see a primary care doctor or one of the advanced practice practitioners, and you're supposed to receive care for whatever ails you. And of course, that looks like a prescription. It comes in the form of a prescription, a referral, a test. However, that isn't true health and healing. Integrative medicine takes into account, as both Dr. Audrey and Dr. Gloria explained, it takes into account the whole body. It's mind, body medicine. And so we're dealing with modalities that actually get to the base of what's causing the chronic medical problem or your ailment. So we look at diet, we look at the lack of exercise, and we look at stress in our communities. So we have practitioners that can bring you yoga therapy, massage therapy, acupuncture, acupressure, healing through therapeutic use of counseling. We have whole food nutrition, herbal medicine. We have an entire staff who are committed to you, helping to heal you, looking at the entire person and giving you the best of us, the best of what God has given us to give you. So do not delay. Make sure that you are here, because we are here to serve you. Come to the Salaam Community Wellness Center and help to heal our community. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Patrice. That was amazing. And as you guys heard, there are so many modalities that we use to help with healing. One of our colleagues who unfortunately isn't able to attend today helped us to really realize how important this work is. And I just want to share one quick reference with you guys. So recently, a report was released by an organization called InCobra, and that report was looking at the epigenetic and transgenerational changes that have occurred in African-American individuals over the course of time. And I know that's a lot of words. It sounds like word salad, right? But really what it is when people experience trauma to a significant level, a stressor that is almost beyond any limit of stress that one individual could manage. When people eat a poor diet or exposed to poor health environments with environmental toxins and pollutants in the air, and living next to factories and having, water that is full of lead, and, all of the things that we know happen in impoverished communities of people that look like us, what happens is changes occur to their DNA, not the structure of their DNA, but to the proteins that their DNA makes, and to how those proteins interact. And so what we see are the things that we see to this very day: disparities in healthcare, where we have higher rates of chronic diseases like high blood pressure and diabetes and asthma, and how we have poorer access to care, leading to higher morbidity and mortality, right? So we die earlier, and we have a huge gap between how long we live and how long others live. And so that's why the work that we do here at the Salaam Community Wellness Center is extremely important, because we are bringing culturally appropriate care to individuals who have been persistently traumatized over centuries. And we are unpacking that and helping to heal and allow people to live their best lives and be the best them that they can. So I am so excited. Again, you guys know that I am full of excitement. I am excited again. Thank you, everybody here. You're going to be so full of excitement like this as well too once you start getting these services, because the weights that it lifts from your spirit allow you to be able to live your best life and to eat the best foods and to really enjoy and be grateful for every moment that you have breath in your body. And so again, I am going to bring to you another one of my sisters who is working here at the Salaam Community Wellness Center, has been so instrumental in helping us to plan all of our mental health services. This is Dr. Lauren Williams, and she is a psychotherapist, and I am excited for her to talk today about mental health during the holidays. Thanks and welcome, Dr. Lauren.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tanksley. Thank you. I am excited to be here. Again, my name is Dr. Lauren Williams, and I have been providing mental wellness services in and around Chicagoland area for over 15 years. And it has given me great pleasure to walk alongside so many on their wellness journey, specifically in communities of color where historically it's a stigma being placed on even talking about mental health, right? Let alone receiving mental wellness services, particularly in communities that are under-resourced, that is historically these resources are lacking. So I am excited to work with Salaam Wellness Center in bringing quality mental wellness services to this community and hopefully some surrounding communities as well. So in particular, when we think about mental health in the holidays, what we find a lot of, we see increasing during this time is depression and anxiety for various reasons, right? And so I'm here to just provide a few tips about things that you can do, not just around the holidays, but on. We know it's been a tough past 2 years. We've seen a rise in anxiety, depression, people experiencing drug relapses, and so on and so forth. And so one important thing you guys want to think about around this time of the year, folks have a little extra time off from their 9 to 5. They take a little time off from the businesses that they operate. And so you want to think about self-care. And essentially self-care is anything that you do to take care of your mind, anything you do to take care of your body, your spirit, right? And so that could be as simple as taking purposeful time to read a book, right? Pick up a book you haven't read in a while, you love it, read a book. Taking a bubble bath with lavender and Epsom salt and just sitting there asking your family to give you a little time, right? Making sure the house is in order, things are okay, and then saying, you know what, can I have about 30 minutes to an hour to just, sit in my space? And by doing that, you're actually modeling for your children how to take care of yourself. Take this time to slow down and be purposeful. If you've gotten behind in things that were once important to you, like prayer and meditation, things that are good for your whole entire being, take this time to press reset in the area of self-care. Also, you guys want to stay connected. Now, if you struggle with depression around this time of the year, it is so tempting, right, to just be like, I don't want to be bothered. Close my door, I'm not answering the phone. And sometimes that's okay to press reset for a little bit, but when you feel yourself getting consumed by that, you want to actually try your best to purposely push yourself just a little bit, even if it's just making a phone call to family members you haven't spoken to in a while, friends, just to reach out and text and say, hey, I love you, I'm thinking about you. Join an online group. Zoom became popular in the pandemic, all types of online platforms to just stay connected. And those of you who are comfortable, maybe pay a visit to someone that you haven't in a long time. There's something to be said about human connectivity, whether it's in the virtual space or in person, that is really good for your mental health. Lastly, a lot of times we see depression increase during this time of the year because many people have loved ones, right? Many people's loved ones have passed away around this time of the year. And so when this time of the year rolls around, not that you don't think about that person daily, it can be a bit heavier as you remember the traditions and the things that were once shared with granddad or with mom or with a child, right? And so we want to encourage you to feel it. What does that mean? Practice mindfulness. Practice being present in the here and now. Your brain might be tempted to kind of take you to different places. Be present in the moment and feel okay with feeling whatever you feel. You know, a lot of times people try and rush our grief and loss process, but you can't rush it. It is a process. And for some, it lasts a year. For some, it lasts 20, 30 years. That's okay. If you feel like crying because you remember how granddad used to put up the tree or the prayers that were prayed, take a moment, feel it, cry. And how about you go ahead and put that tree up, right? If you know you had a child who had a favorite TV show, what if the family got together and watched that TV show? So instead of resisting the process and resisting the very real emotions that sometimes we don't talk about, right? And we're uncomfortable with sharing, instead of fighting it, which will prolong the process and ensure that you don't go through it in a healthy way. What about going through it in a healthy way? Look at some pictures of that family member. You know, sing a song that they used to sing. So in short, all of these tips are basically to say, slow down, be purposeful, be mindful during these holidays, check in with yourself. How am I doing today? How am I feeling? Ask yourself what you need. And always remember, practice mindfulness. Those are your tips for the holiday to protect your mental health.
That was some good information. I hope you guys have your pens in front of you and your pads of paper. And if you don't, then don't worry, because this lives on in video land. It's being recorded. So but as you see, this is some great information. Those were jewels that Dr. Lauren just dropped. So I'm going to encourage everybody right now, take out your phone. If you have social media, if you are on Facebook, this is being streamed right now on the Salaam Community Wellness Center page. If you're my friend, it's shared on my page, so you can go to that page as well too, and share this video. Share it with your friends. Tag someone who you know is struggling right now, or somebody who you know is super grateful right now. We all need this information. Tag a friend who you know is going to need somebody during the holidays. Help them to see that there are people here available like us at the Salaam Community Wellness Center, but also that you're thinking about them and that you're just a phone call away. Each one has to teach one and each one has to touch one. So just tag a friend, share this video, and get some more folks in the room here, because we're dropping gems tonight. Or today, it's still daytime. That being said, you guys, I just want to, emphasize one point that Dr. Lauren mentioned. You got to model this behavior for others. And that's exactly what you're doing when you're sharing, when you're tagging, when you're telling somebody else about this video that you heard, telling somebody else about one of those things that she mentioned, bringing out those family photo books and really embracing the emotions. I think so often in the health centers that I'm in, people want to medicate away their emotions. And that's just not natural. It's not. We should feel these emotions, but we should learn how to process them in a healthy way. And that's what we're here to do, is to teach you how to feel again, right? How to live life again with emotion. And so we're so excited today to bring our Director of Nutrition, who is Brother Paul Amir Madioun. He is so full of knowledge, and he is going to tell us about how we can focus in this season on nutrition versus overeating. Because remember, I told you guys, when we're not putting, and many of our practitioners already told you as well, when you're not putting the healthy or good foods into your body, then you're not going to get good outcomes out. So we got to love this body that we were given. And I'm going to let Brother Madioun tell us all about that. So take it away.
Thank you. My pleasure to be here today to give you Well, two things really. What I want to do first is to give you a thumbnail sketch of what you would expect when you first come to Community Wellness Center. Number one is the intake, a basic assessment. From that assessment, we're gonna find whether or not there are different problems in the body, if there's overactivity or underactivity, or if there's nothing going on. If there is something found, with some overactivity or underactivity, because basically what we're going to do or attempt to do in our engagement with our clients is to create a homeostasis, which is a balance in the body. You know, this is how we were created, balanced. So if there is over activity or underactivity, normally what we find is that there are basic minerals, some major minerals and vitamins that are missing, and so that will give us the indication on how to go about suggesting to replenish those nutrients. The other thing is that if a person comes in and they just want to go through some of the modalities from a nutritional standpoint, what we have are going to devise is a series of lectures that will cover food combining, acid alkaline, label reading, and the main thing that I want to stress is to key in on the digestive system, because what we want to do is to trace the food that we eat through that journey that it takes for it to be broken down and to actually become what we call a nutrient. You know, an apple is not a nutrient. You know, it has nutrients in it, but it has to be broken down. So the body has several different components: the stomach, the pancreas, the liver, gallbladder, that help to break those things down to enable the micronutrients to get into the bloodstream to be transported to the areas of the body that are needed. Okay, so those are the two basic or the fundamental things that we're going to do on initial intake. The other thing that I wanted to mention is that certainly we are into a holiday spirit. And normally with the holiday spirit, there comes a lot of eating. And what I want to leave you with are a couple of keys or don'ts, if you want to say that, that can be used now, and as it was brought out earlier, that is something that can be used throughout your life. The first thing is, just take Thanksgiving for instance. If you're going to drink before you eat. Okay, drink is make sure all the liquids are in your body. And why am I saying that? Is because when you drink when you're eating, that liquid dilutes those stomach acids, because this is the first place that the food gets to. And in the stomach basically digests protein. And in order to do that, it takes acids. So if you're drinking, half a liter of Coca-Cola or whatever it is to wash some of that dressing down, hey, you're diluting those enzymes. And once you dilute the enzymes, now you kind of violated what the stomach is supposed to do. So as the food transitions through the system, whatever goes through partially digested is not going to be used. Okay? The next thing, if you're going to have a salad, a lot of people have fresh salads, raw salads during Thanksgiving or any time. Eat those first. Okay? The reason for that is that salads, the vegetables, have a lot of water and fiber, which contain those nutrients that we need. And so as you go, when you eat those things first, because the stomach is an acid condition, the vegetables need to be broken down in an alkaline condition. Okay, so they're going to be passed on through the body without any kind of alteration into the small intestines. The next thing is eating too much. 20 years ago, I was reading that was, I guess, back in the day when I was young, the plates were small, so therefore the portions were smaller. Now I see some plates, that big, and so the thing is to fill the plate up. And so now, we have, in fact, there's a statistic that says that we have increased the calorie intake by 575 calories over the normal take that was 20 years ago. So all we got to do is just look around, and we can see how many people are overweight. Okay, so the main thing is to be attentive to portion control. Okay, it's just absolutely instrumental that we do that. So liquids, eating the salads first, attempting to reduce the amount that we actually eating. The other thing is that I don't know if any of you all have gone to a Indian restaurant, but usually after we get ready to leave, they, at least the ones I had, was called Gaylord's, that was downtown. I don't know if it's still there, but they had a bowl of herbs. They had cardamom in it, fennel, and a couple other things. And you just take a handful, maybe a little couple, and chew on those. Those are digestive enzymes. They help digest. So what I want to do is to try to make your meal positive. In a positive way means that you are satisfied with what you eat and you're comfortable once you get through with that meal. So if you want to serve your family, there's a lot of different types of digestive enzymes that are available. Some are chewable, some are tablets, and one of the things that we do at our house is to make a ginger drink, and I guess some people call it ginger beer or whatever, but it's we just kind of sip it as we go through the meal. But ginger is an excellent digestive aid, and it helps to settle the stomach. So I just want to wish everybody a pleasant holiday, and just try to utilize some of those little tips. I call them don'ts. And I'm still working with them myself, by the way. So it's not what you do sometimes, it's what you do most of the time. Okay, so don't beat yourself up. That's my mantra. But anyway, have a nice holiday, and we expect to see you at Salaam Community Wellness Center as soon as we open. Thank you.
Thank you so much, brother, for that. Those were some, again, great gems that you just got there. So I hope that you're sharing this with your friends, that you're tagging folks. I've been tagging some people in just so that they can come get some of this information and maybe reduce the number of calls that they have for me over the holidays. Hey, those things so just a couple points as we get set up for our next speaker. Fennel is really a great digestive enzyme. I didn't know a lot of other folks really use that. And it is something that at the end of a meal, we'll take a handful of fennel seeds at my house as well, too, and help to, they're very refreshing, by the way, if you haven't ever really tasted them. So thanks for that tip. I think it was also really interesting to hear about the ginger drink that you guys are using at your home. And just so everyone knows, There is a little bag we'll have for you at the end of today's session. The recipe for that ginger beer is inside of there. And so you guys can try that at home for yourselves. We'll make sure to post that for our virtual viewers as well. There's some questions that are coming in the chat here, and thank you guys for interacting with us today. I want to make sure that I answer these questions, and we'll try and do that as we get our speakers set up in between. So what insurance do we accept? I think that's an amazing question. We're actually in the process right now of getting something called credentialed with all and enrolled in all of the insurances here in the state of Illinois. So we anticipate at this point, we don't take extra insurance just yet, but we'll get your insurance information and keep it on file because we are credentialing with all of the insurers. So we'll take all of the state-based insurance plans. That's your Molina and Meridian, Blue Cross Community, County Care, all of the ones that'll let us in, we're going to jump in. Okay, guys, we're also going to take some commercial insurers as well too. So for you folks who have commercial insurance, don't worry, we will take your insurance as well. And so we're getting all of those set up. In the meantime, that doesn't stop you from coming by to see us here at the center. We have workarounds for some of those things, flat fees, and again, take your insurance information for later dates. We are going to be offering some of our services on a limited basis, and we just want you guys to come on in and get signed up, schedule an appointment, and start getting some of this healing work done for yourself. Our next speaker, oh, this is great. So when we talk about health and wellness, so often we think just about our mind. We think about our mind and our body. And even before we think about our mind, we often think about our body. And one of the things and the concepts that we all hold true and dear to us here at Salaam Community Wellness that we want to make sure that you guys know is that mind, body, spiritual, financial, all of those aspects of our lives need to be in balance in order to feel the most whole and to be living your best life. And so financial wellness is not separate from any part of your wellness overall. As a matter of fact, if you're not financially well, you probably have higher stress rates, which probably means you have worse mental health and probably higher blood pressure. So our next guest is Brother Shamsuddin Sadiq, and he is going to be talking with us about spending for now or investing for later, but he's got a much broader topic about financial health that is going to really get you together for these holidays. So thank you, Brother Shams, for being with us today, and you can go ahead and start your presentation.
Peace and blessings to everyone. My name is Shamsuddin Sadiq, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about financial literacy and financial wellness. And it is absolutely a part of the whole health and the whole wellness. One thing, we see other people that are doing maybe what we might consider better off, or we have an idea of ourselves as we are, and we have an idea of the way that we should be, right? So one of the things that help us to level up is education. Education about financial literacy is what we're here to talk about today. One of the things about education, there's a statistic about education that goes that the average American reads one book a year. And we're not that average, if we're not reading even just one book a year. But if a person were to read one book a month in a specific subject, then in 5 years, they would be in the top 1 percentile of the most educated in that subject. So what does that say about education? What does that say about the things that are most important to us that we should focus on? Our health, our well-being, and financial literacy is definitely a part of that. The wisest man that I know, I asked him a question, and I said, we tend to pay attention like more so to neon signs and things that are flashy. So if you want to get somebody to notice something that is important to them, something that they should read about, or something that they should at least read the highlight of, what would that headliner say? And he said, I would tell them that we were all created by one creator, and that we were all created as equals on this earth. And he gave us access to it all. He gave us all access to the same resources. So that means that it's up to us. That means that it's up to us to make the things that should be most important in our lives. How do we do that? We look at what you do on a regular basis, weekly, monthly, and you write those things down, what you do with your time, okay? What kind of food we're eating, what kind of time we're spending with our family, if we're focusing on our finances. We got to be conscious of what we're putting in our body. It's everything that has to do with health and wellness. And you have to, after you make that list, you make a list of the things that are most important. And you probably will come up with about 7, 8, maybe 10 things. But focus on those things that are most important to you in your lives, that are most important to your family, that are most important to you in your community. And those other things will drop off, and you know what? It'll be okay. It'll be okay, because you'll find yourself ahead of the game instead of the other way around. Wasting time, spending time, you know? So we want to talk about some tips just about how to get on track with financial literacy. One thing that we want to do is set goals. The problem with goals is not that people don't have goals and then they miss. You know, we've heard that, you know, aim for the moon, at least you'll be among the stars. The problem is that we don't set goals and we hit. The problem again is that we don't set goals and we hit every time. So we got to make those things that are most important to us most important by putting them first. Secondly, we want to make a budget. We know this is a good thing to do. It's the right thing to do. But we got to write these things down. You know, writing it down makes it tangible, something that you can relate to. Put it on the refrigerator, something that you can see every day. Right? You know, make a budget to make sure that you're saving what you can, because it's not what you make. It's what you save that puts you in a better situation, right? Another thing we want to do with regard to debt, we need to pay off credit card debt. Credit card debt, because it's got those high interest rates. We ain't getting nothing for it. So we want to pay off credit card debt, and how do we do that? We look at the credit card debt that may have the highest interest first, and just start putting payments toward those, the largest payments that you can, and make regular payments on the other ones until you get a chance to knock it out. The way in regard to credit cards, one of the things that people are affected by and hit by a lot is late charges. We got to stop them late charges, people. Got to stop those late charges. How do we do that? We have to set up what is called automatic bill payment on your cards. Well, some people want to say, well, I did that automatic bill payment and I got burnt. They took out more than what it was supposed to come out, and I wasn't able to recover. Well, you can actually do that automatic payment through your bank as well. You can set up exactly how much you want to go to each account. Make sure you have a checking and a savings, and put that amount that's supposed to come out of there each month, and set up automatic payments from your bank. Another thing that we can do to help save, because this is about saving as well, we can max out on our employment benefits. If you got a 401k at work, then make sure that you're contributing the most. And, you know, a lot of us think that I don't have enough month at the end of my money. You know, before I moved, I was in I remember being in an apartment, and then I went to a house, and I was paying about like maybe $700 to $800 in the apartment. I'm like, you know what, I'm cool, I'm right, I'm gonna stay right here. You know, I don't need more than this. But, you know, we needed a house. Got, you know, wife, 2 children, 2 sons, and so it was going to double. And so a friend of mine said, he said, you know what, you can handle it. He said, it's really just an adjustment that you need to make. It's an adjustment that you need to make, and you need to do a little bit of shuffling. But we need to keep in mind that it's more of a mindset. Financial wealth and financial literacy, financial health is more of a mindset, way more than it has to do anything with money. Okay? There's a book that is called The Road Less Traveled. And in that first chapter called Discipline by Dr. Scott Peck, he says that life is a great truth. It's one of the greatest truths because once we truly understand and accept the fact that life is difficult, then the fact that life is difficult no longer matters. Okay? So we got something to do, and we gotta get over this hump. We gotta get over this hump, and I'm gonna tell you why at the end. Make sure you have a savings plan. It's the next tip. Make sure that you have some type of savings plan and pay yourself first. Pay yourself first. We have to have an emergency plan because you never know what's going to happen. That's why we have insurance. You know, we have to make sure that, you know, we're prepared for things that we may not see coming. You know, a tire may break, or, you know, you may not have oil in your car, or axle. I mean, you have to be prepared for that. We can't, you know, just not have anything left at the end of the month because we live in check to check, you know, which so many of us do when we got to rise above. Another good tip is that we have to make sure that we have a will in place. We have to make sure we have a will in place. And we have to have a will in place for our loved ones as well. It's too many of us that have been affected by losing parents that didn't have some type of insurance and a will in place. And now we have no property. We have no money to pay off like whatever there was. And now what's happening to the kids or the other people that live there in that house? Put a will in place. Put insurance in place. Because insurance is not for the ones who leave here, it's for the ones who remain. Okay? And we have to make a way and provide a way. We're obligated to make a way to take care of them. Okay? Involve your significant other and your family in your, you know, in what's going on with your finances. I raised my son. I'm like, look, you want to go to college? I ain't got no money. So you have to get really, really, really good grades and earn those scholarships. Thank God it worked. You know, I'm thankful that it worked. He's doing, and I'm thankful to God for that. But involve your family in making sure that they have a savings plan as well. Two last things. It's important to have some type of home-based business. We all spend money that, you know, for things that we can use toward a business or have some type of business where we can take advantage of write-offs in our taxes. And the last thing that I want to say is absolutely learn about your credit. Learn about your credit score. Pull your credit reports. You can go to annualcreditreport.com and get a credit report for free from Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. Know what's on there and make sure that you keep it on top of your finances. And the reason why we absolutely have to do this, like I said, I was going to get to this at the end. There's an article that's in Fortune magazine about the wealth gap between whites and African Americans. And based on the trend that we are on as a people, okay, by the year 2053, if we keep going on those trends, we will own zero wealth. What has happened with this breakdown from the mindset of like a Black Wall Street and us being entrepreneurs and doing business with one another? It's the trust that has been broken down in our community, in our families. And I need to say that we have to reestablish these relationships and redevelop our family constitution to the way that it used to be, and trust one another and start spending money with one another in our communities. Because nobody is going to be more responsible for doing that than we should. Nobody's going to do it for us. So we have to do it for ourselves. We have to spend money with everybody in our community that we possibly can going forward. Find out how to do it. Find out reputable people, develop these trusts, develop these relationships, and let's get our community back. So, Salaam Community Wellness Center, please come to Salaam Community Wellness Center. It's so much that you can get here, taking care of your overall health, your financial health, your spiritual and mindfulness. And let's go. Let's go. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, brother, for those wonderful words of wisdom and knowledge. We know that it has been said that many perish for the lack of knowledge, so we greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much, brother, for those nuggets of wisdom, rich wisdom you guys are getting here today to ensure that you are healthy from a holistic standpoint, mind, body, and soul. And now I'm excited because it sounds like Dr. Audrey Tanksley is mixing up something very special. And so without further ado, I'm going to throw it to you, Dr. Tanksley. Pass the baton. Tell us what we're doing now. Okay, so it sounds like she's still mixing a little bit. Okay, so we're going to take a few more minutes and just let you guys just soak up all that has already been said, right? A lot of times when you go, you participate in different events, there's so much knowledge that you're given. It takes a moment to just kind of sit still and kind of take it all in. And so, like I said, you guys have received a lot, just honestly a sample of what you would receive when you come to the Salaam Wellness Center. So we've given you guys a sneak peek as to what you'll see and what you'll gain from being able to just encourage you guys to take care of yourself, right? Take care of yourself from a mental wellness standpoint, from a physical standpoint, learning traditional and non-traditional ways of kind of doing things. So again, we're super excited to be here. We're super excited that you tuned in, whether you're joining us online or you're here with us at the Salaam Wellness Center in person. We are so appreciative of you. We're so happy that you could join us, and we hope you come on down to the center, whether it be to take a course or to receive some counseling services for you, your partner, and your family. Without other ado, like I said, I hear Dr. Audrey Tanksley mixing something good in the kitchen. Dr. Tanksley, what do you have for us?
You know what? I've just realized. Can one of y'all brothers grab that ice out the? Because you can't, you can't do this without ice, right? So again, you guys, my name is Dr. Audrey Tanksley, and just a little bit about my background. I'm an internal medicine physician. I'm board certified in 2 specialties: internal medicine and addiction medicine. And for me, addiction medicine is so important. Thank you. It's so important because there aren't very many physicians who specialize in that specific area, and yet we have so many patients who, and many people who suffer from significant ailments that come from substance use and other addictions. I wanted to talk to you guys today. The name of my talk is Holiday Cheers. And I was very specific in that I wanted to talk to us just about drinking during the holidays in general, because everybody is not an alcoholic or has alcohol use disorder, but most people overdrink during the holidays. I'll tell you, when I ask individuals in the clinic, tell me about your drinking patterns, usually it's I drink socially, or I drink on weekends, or I only drink on holidays. And I think that brings up a very important concept for us to remember, that most people drink around the holidays. That does not make that troublesome use, but it is a time of year that we can be very risky in our behaviors. And regardless whether you drink every single day or you just drink on the holidays, when you're using inappropriately or in excess, then your risk is the same, right? So just wanted to talk a little bit about that. And because I am a physician, and for everybody that knows me, so share, and tag a friend, because they always know that I'm going to give you some stats. And I'm going to tell you a little something just so you got a little arsenal in your bag. So while we talk about this, deaths related to alcohol consumption increase tremendously around the holidays. Fatalities increase, especially traffic fatalities, increase like 40% around the holidays. One of the things that we noticed, and when I used to be a hospitalist, and I would, take care of patients that were in the intensive care unit or were coming in through the emergency room and needed to be admitted to the hospital. One of the things that we saw often, we used to call it holiday heart, right? Because we would see that around the holidays, individuals would use more alcohol and have more heart conditions. Why is that, right? It's not just that unlucky person. There's science behind that. We know that when you drink excessively, so I'm going to back up a little bit, and I'm talking just a tad bit fast, but this is recorded, so go back and listen, get your notebook and take notes again. But I want to make sure we get a chance to kind of get a little fun activity in. But when you're drinking a normal, standard drink for anyone, standard drink, 5 ounces of alcohol, of wine, 1 can, 12-ounce can of beer, 1 shot of hard alcohol. That's a standard drink. And our body is really only able to process 1 standard drink per hour, which is the reason that we always say, if you are using alcohol, don't drink more than 1 drink per hour, because that's really all your body is able to metabolize in that period of time. People often, we just put a bottle of wine down. Well, how many of us were there? Because there are 5 glasses of wine in a bottle of wine. And so if I'm drinking an entire bottle of wine myself, then I've just binge drank, right? Because anything over the recommended amount, and a recommended amount which is 0, but if you're going to drink, then the standard recommended amounts that we know people can consume without significant harm to themselves is for women 2 drinks in one setting, no more than 7 drinks in a week, and for men no more than 3 to 4 drinks in one setting, no more than 14 in a week. So if you're drinking more than that, and just for my folks that are like, oh, I don't drink wine, I just take shots. There are 16 shots in a fifth of alcohol. 750 milliliters of alcohol has 16 shots. So if you and your friend just put down the entire fifth, I'm just saying that was over drinking. So what do we want you guys to do for the holidays, right? Because as I was mentioning before, the heart, that excessive drinking on the heart really makes the heart have to pump harder. And our body, our liver is really great, but it can only do a few things or a couple things at the same time. And adrenaline, which is like cortisol, which is what keeps, people like me super active and excited all the time. Our liver is what breaks that down. So if your liver is trying to break down alcohol and you're already really excited because it's the weekend, it's the holidays, y'all like turned up, it's the holiday party, then it's trying to break down the alcohol and trying to break down the adrenaline, which is putting excess work on your heart and increasing the risk of things like heart attacks, heart failure, exacerbations. Okay. So not keep beating this horse, just know alcohol use during the holidays is extremely, extremely important for us to not use risky drinking. So try to stay within those limits. Why do people even drink during that time? Because we're off, right? We've had a hard year. It's the time that we are all relaxing. We're going to holiday parties, and it's abundant and it's present. And so what are some things that you can do that can help you? Because the first thing I want you to know is you do not have to drink. If you do not want to drink, you don't have to drink. Peer pressure is real. Social pressures are there, but you have every right to make the choice to say no anytime that you do not want to do anything. And just make sure you got your excuses ready, because people are going to keep asking you questions. And one of the things we know about the human brain is that the human brain gets decision fatigue. So the more often that I have to keep saying no, the more often I have to keep making this choice not to do this, the more likely that 501st time I'm going to be like, you know what, just here, pour me one, right? Because I am now tired of constantly having to do that. It is absolutely something that happens, that we see in addiction medicine in people who have cravings, that they have to, and that's why we use certain modalities in order to actually help them to diminish those cravings. So same thing can happen with us. So there have been times that I've gone to holiday parties, and I'm just going to say, doctors always have alcohol at their holiday parties. And so I was, there have been periods of time where I've been personally doing spiritual fast. And so I've not wanted to indulge in any alcohol during those times. Or maybe I'm just trying to watch my figure, because alcohol is full of a lot of empty calories and I just don't want to have a drink, right? I also don't drink if I'm driving. There have been some exceptions to that. And this is full transparency, because I don't want anybody to think that Dr. Audrey isn't a real person too. And I do have a drink every once in a while, but you set your limits and you stick to them. So if you are, okay, I'm going to probably have a drink if I go to the bar or go to the party, then I am only going to have one drink. That's it. The rest of the time, I'm going to drink water, or I'm going to drink a mocktail, right, which looks just like a drink, and there's many of them. I have a good friend. We go out, doesn't drink, has been in sobriety for over 20 years, goes to the bar and, can I get an easy living every time, right? And every bartender knows what that is. It is a non-alcoholic beverage. There's Shirley Temples. There's just getting juice. There's just getting water. All of those things are acceptable things, and you should not, as many of our presenters have said already, from nutrition to mental health to financial, don't beat yourself up, right? That's not going to make you make better choices. That's going to make you continue to feel down and make poor choices. So, let it go. Make sure if you are going to drink that you have a plan for safety. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. That's the adage I was taught. And so if driving, not a good idea. I've lost a number of people to substance-related injuries and accidents, and I'm telling you, it's not a very pretty picture. So, the best thing to do is Uber. Realistically, I told you I'm super transparent. My daughter just turned 21. Yay. However, I was realistic, right? She's not at home with me. She's away. She's at school. She's in college. Her friends, it was homecoming weekend. I can already look at this as a disaster ready to happen if we're not planning, right? And so I made sure that I contacted her friends and her, and I said, this pot of money is for Uber. Do not drive any point during this weekend, because there are unnecessary risks that you take, right? And so what we need to do is to start planning and making sure that we are in control and that a substance is not in control. Okay. Know what you're drinking. A lot of times we go to parties and people have spiked whatever and the eggnog got a little extra and you may not know. And so you definitely want to make sure you ask the host, hey, what's going on? Get you a buddy. There's probably somebody else who doesn't want to drink too. Right. And so you can just, hey, we're going to keep each other going for the night, or let the host know. A lot of times if the host is aware, then they'll make sure that there are non-alcoholic beverages available as well too, that are tasty and not just water. Okay. So find your allies. And if you don't want to explain yourself, you really don't have to. For those who are going to have a drink, let me just say, pace yourself. As I mentioned before, sorry, I got out the camera a little bit, but I'm about to get ready to prepare this. As I mentioned before, the body is only able to break down alcohol at a certain rate per hour, that you cannot speed that up. There is nothing you can take to slow that down. All you can do is just wait it out. And so you really don't want to drink more than that 1 drink per hour. Drink water in between because alcohol is very, very dehydrating. So anybody who's ever drank before knows that old term, like when you break the seal, you go to the bathroom and then you're just going to keep going and keep going. It's very dehydrating. And so it's like a diuretic. It's going to make you continue to urinate. And so you want to make sure that you are replacing that. What I am going to prepare for you guys today is just very quickly a little drink. It is called a cran raz. Typically, when this drink is done with alcohol, that you add other spirits to it, but the only spirit we're gonna add is the Spirit of the Lord today. So we are going to. Just want to show you guys what the ingredients of this is. One big thing about alcohol and drinking, and that's one of the reasons that I don't really encourage people to indulge a lot, because it can be very, as I mentioned, full of empty calories, and so you can gain weight unnecessarily, and it provides the abdominal weight, that apple obesity, which puts a lot of pressure on your heart. So really what a lot of it can be some of the mixtures that you're using. So, if you are going to, again, you can get, diet cranberry, you can get, diet tonic, those kind of things. So cran raz is a real easy drink. Just going to pour this. So if you basically are doing this at home, this one it serves about 4 people. I'm going to make a few more in the back later just for other people who may want to taste this. This is just cranberry juice. It's 3 simple ingredients. So it's literally just cranberry juice, tonic, or seltzer, depending on how much fizz you really like, and lime juice. And so essentially you want to take 2 ounces, or what is about 2 cups. Oh, you know what? I probably should have did this in a picture. My picture is over there. So that's okay. I'm just going to do like this for right now. 2 cups of this, because this happens to be a bigger thing. So I can do this. It's going to go up to 4 cups while they grab the picture for me. So 2 cups of cranberry, 2 cups of, see that fizz, gives you that like, thank you, sir. I got all kind of assistants, you guys. Isn't this amazing? Love it. Okay, 2 cups of the seltzer. Now I'm going to try not to spill this as I pour this in there, because I really would have rather done that a different way, but all good. So I don't even have to use my shaker. That's just there for decoration, you guys, because it really isn't a shake and drink. It's a pour over ice. It was just, because I thought this should look really nice. And what you do, so once you mix those 2, then you want to go ahead and put, so typically you're going to do, couple ounces, 2.5 or 2 ounces of lime juice. Yeah, of lime juice. And so just so you know, I brought this. This was actually for Dr. Constance. I collect shot glasses, and so every state I go to, I get one. And I thought this was my funniest one. This says, "Don't mess with women from Texas," and y'all see what it's shaped like, right? I thought it was super funny. But so a standard shot glass, you guys, is 1.5 ounces. And so this is what a standard drink is, right? So when people go to the bar and give me a double shot, you have just had 2 drinks, right? So remember that that's too much for 1 hour. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to throw 3 ounces in there because I like wine. Okay, so we'll mix that up. We'll put this over ice. It's called cran raz. Why? Because I froze you guys some strawberries. Some raspberries. So you take the drink over ice. You can throw a couple frozen raspberries in there. So we'll put 1 and 2, and they kind of thawed out a little bit, but that's okay. So raz, we pour it right over. And we can garnish it with the little. Now, why do we do all of this? Because even though your friend isn't drinking, they still want to look like they're part of the party, okay? So a lot of it is the perception. Like, I really think people wouldn't drink as much if the drinks weren't pretty and didn't have umbrellas and stuff in them, right? So this one's going to be mine because I just dropped that in there. But just a little on the top, right? And then You can cheers, holiday cheers. And this has no alcohol in it whatsoever. And it's very refreshing and, pretty light. So you can make a picture of this and make sure that if you have friends that are coming over that don't want to indulge in alcohol or don't want to indulge in drinking, that you have more than just a wine selection, that you have something for them as well too. So cheers. And I will make this for everyone. You're more than welcome to try it as we transition to Dr. Constance. So I'm going to actually have you guys, I'm going to have Dr. Constance and Dr. Gloria, who are downstairs. Dr. Constance being our esteemed leader who has had the vision to get this team together and has divinely done so with the help of God, of course, and by his grace. So we're going to let them go ahead and talk to us a little bit, tell us a little bit about Salaam, and tell us a little bit about naturopathic medicine, which is one of our other colleagues, Dr. Crystal Richardson, provided some information that we want you guys to get, and we'll make sure that everybody who is here gets a copy of the handout as well, too, because it tells you what you need to have in your medicine cabinet for this winter season.
I'm just so excited. Look, I'm looking forward to the opportunity of being able to go back and see this video. I'm telling you, there were so many great tips that we got throughout this. I learned so much about the different modalities. And look, I'm excited. I'm so excited. I'm ready to register as Salaam Community Wellness Center. That's how excited I am. So I just want to thank all of the presenters for all of the information that they've given. And this is not over. As they say, the best is yet to come, because we're going to have an opportunity to have a presentation or a session that you will be able to participate in. But before we get into that, I just want to talk a little bit about an area that we're also going to be providing services in, and that's naturopathy. And I'm going to say that naturopathy is really like the queen of complementary medicine, because it incorporates so many different elements. So it incorporates acupuncture, homeopathy, it incorporates use of herbs, Reiki, and massage. It is the queen because it brings all of those things together. And so Dr. Crystal Richardson, who unfortunately is unable to be with us today, she actually put together this wonderful Boost Your Immunity little pamphlet that you can use to help you to address some of those illnesses or conditions that we oftentimes find ourselves struggling with, particularly during the holidays, and giving you some tips on, different herbs, different teas and things like that, or different activities that you can use. So these are some of the things that we're going to be offering. And because so much of what we're doing is educating you on how to keep yourself healthy. During COVID-19, that many people were afraid to go to see a doctor because of the risk of being exposed to the virus. So what were you hearing oftentimes? You were hearing, stay at home, stay social distance, mask up, and do these things, including, certain teas and herbs and massage therapy, if you could do it, or self-massage, or doing things like deep breathing and meditation and yoga. Guess what? That's because those things work. It's something that we need to realize, that most of the world does not use what we call, traditional medicine, going to a doctor. They have a whole compendium, like the brother was saying about going to the Indian restaurant. These are things that people already use. Most of the world does it. And you haven't heard about people just, dying in droves because they were using those herbs. Most times they were from conditions that were caused by man. So we are utilizing all of the best. We're not saying that we're not going to be using any of the Western medicine, because there is value to that. And to be honest about it, some of the oldest medicines that are out there were things that came from herbs, okay? So we want to make sure, though, that we are not disregarding other things that we could be doing to make ourselves healthy and whole. So that's why I'm so excited about what we're doing here at Salaam Community Wellness Center. And so, like I said, the naturopathy will be parcel of what we would be doing. So, Dr. Gloria, why don't you talk a little more about the Salaam Community Wellness Center, and especially about what we've seen today?
Well, Dr. Constance, first of all, I am blown away because I know all of these folks, all of these wonderful clinicians and practitioners. I know them all. We have been on this journey together for several months, but I'm always blown away every time I hear them speak because I hear the passion, I hear the concern, I hear the desire to want to make sure that we're reaching out to our community. Okay, the community that's been most neglected in this healthcare system, that's been most neglected during this pandemic, right? And we want to make sure that our folks have as much opportunity to get the best care that money can provide, and that's what we're going to be providing here at Salaam Community Wellness Center. When you have under one roof, when you've got acupuncture, you've got internal medicine, you've got substance abuse medicine, you've got psychotherapy, right?
Yes.
You've got nutrition therapy, you've got naturopathy, pardon me.
Naturopathy, right?
Naturopathy therapy, I botched that.
That's okay.
Yes, yes. And then you have these other wonderful modalities that is very near and dear to me as a Reiki practitioner. But we have a Reiki master.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
We also have a integrative medicine practitioner. So these are services that folks are they're going to Glenview, you know, to receive, you know. They're not driving over to Woodlawn. They're going way up north on the North Shore to get those services.
Yeah.
But we
Well, right now, guess what? As soon as they find out.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's right. Because our services are going to be affordable. And the biggest opportunity that I can see, Dr. Constance, really is that we get to cover our people. Okay?
Absolutely.
We get to cover our people in a way that they've not been covered.
Absolutely.
All right?
Absolutely. Well, I'd like to talk a little bit about, I know that one of the, I found as a practitioner that has always bothered me being, done a lot of work in the community health arena, I still do, that oftentimes people are the first question that they ask is not about, or will share with you is not about their mental or physical condition. The first thing they ask you about oftentimes is, what insurance do you accept? And see, this is a major barrier that we are planning to overcome. Coming from the community health center program, and I'm not sure how many of you all are aware of this, but there are many community health centers that exist throughout Chicago. And this actually came out of the civil rights movement, because during the Freedom Summer, there were many people who came down there to help with the voter registration. And at that time, many of them had no idea how much poverty existed in the Delta Bayou. And what ended up happening was that many of those individuals who came down were physicians who were looking at healthcare as being a right, not a privilege. And so they were able to actually get money through the federal government to establish the first community health centers, simultaneously one in Mount Bayou, Mississippi, as well as in Boston. And so from that, motto has become one that is really what I call, and I'm a Muslim, I can say this from an Islamic perspective, because we look at being fair to people. Okay, and that's a Christian perspective, that's a Judeo, a Christian and Muslim perspective. We all want to be treated fairly. And so by being able to provide people services regardless as to their income, but that people are also asked to pay what they can, what's not going to harm them. That's the model that we have here. So we're starting out as a brand new practice. And as we were explaining earlier that, you know, sometimes it takes a little while to get the insurance kicking in, because we want you to be able to take advantage of that. But we're going to make sure that the service, we get started with providing the services regardless what is in your pocket. So that we want to really, really stress to you all that we're here for service first. and we'll figure out with God's help the money next, okay? So that, I want to make sure that we are aware of that. So anyway, let's get back to the more fun stuff, exciting stuff. And I know we have a couple of people here with us, and you know, we're gonna pick on you. And are there any questions that you have while we're waiting for our next session?
I don't have any questions, just super excited that you all are in the community doing the great work that we should be doing for our people.
Exactly, thank you. What about you, sister?
Thank you so much again. Just it's great being here and hearing everybody. So is this a federally qualified health center? Is this under that umbrella as an FQHC or?
No, but it's a similar model. I work with the FQHCs. I'm actually a consultant for them, have been for many years. But it's the model, it is that model I'm talking about, that we are going to be building it based on need first, and then the financing part right now for us is a variety of sources. But the most, really, to be honest about it, and what really excites us and lets us know how much this is needed, is that the vast majority of the money that came to rehab this facility, as well as to outfit it, have come from personal donations. Okay, this building itself, over $700,000 has been put into it. And we want to thank our brother Akbar Muhammad, who is such a generous person who saw this vision and shared with us this vision of bringing something magnificent to this community. I was at a meeting yesterday. I told him, go down 67th Street. I said, we have a miracle here. This is a miracle, because rarely have we seen the commitment in our own community. And that's not to disparage our community, because a lot of us are just struggling, just barely making it. But those who have, sometimes, you know, they go out to another place, to another, you know, community and invest there, but not in our community. So we are extremely blessed. We're extremely thankful to God for what we have here. And now, drum roll, for our closing session, we have Sister Iman Ali, who is a Reiki master and a Zen master, and she's going to lead us through one of our wonderful, her wonderful sound therapy sessions. Sister Ali, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Thank you so much, Dr. Constance Shabazz and Dr. Bashir, for your amazing commentary. I really want to say that I've been given the charge of dealing with gratitude today as we're entering into the holiday season. One of the main, I guess, unique oppositions or selling propositions of the Salaam Community Wellness Center is that we're here to empower you. We're here to give you a knowledge that you may not have had, and most of us in our community have not. The Bible says our people suffer from the lack of knowledge. And so we're here to empower you with the knowledge to be able to change the conditions of your life immediately and over time. Because there are some things that you're going to learn today with me that are going to change your state immediately. And so you're going to be able to walk away from the Salaam Community Wellness Center with a toolbox of wellness techniques, mind-body techniques that can help you in any situation deal with anxiety, stress, to deal with grief, to be able to change your immediate environment and your immediate state of mind and body. I am a Reiki master teacher. I'm also a certified urban Zen integrative therapist. I'm also a mindfulness meditation teacher. We've been talking a lot today, and you've heard some of these terms mentioned earlier with our other providers about Reiki and mindfulness. You're like, well, what are those services? What is mindfulness? Like you're saying, well, be mindful. What is mindfulness? Mindfulness is a state of being aware. It's a being aware in the present moment. Most of the time, we are in a state of automatic. We drive to and fro just because of our familiarity with driving
and we don't even see the trees. We don't even see what's happening around. Our mind is on where we're going. Our mind is in the meeting that we're about to have. And we're not focused in on what's happening in the present moment. That is robbing us of life, because life is in the now. It's not in our past, and it's certainly not in our future. It's now. What we do now dictates our future. And so you could say I am like your relaxation guru here at the Salaam Community Wellness Center. And why is relaxation so important? Relaxation is so important is because when the mind and the body are at rest, the mind and the body can do what it's designed to do, which is restore itself, which is heal itself. Your body is created and it's working constantly. The organs in your body, the heart, how many times it beats, how many times oxygen, it's pumping oxygen to the brain. If any of those organs that we don't even think about, that we're not even grateful for, if any of them stopped at any moment, we would be in serious trouble. So all members of the body, all members of the mind are extremely important. So what we're here to do is to bring us back into a state of salam, which is peace, in a state of relaxation, in a state of homeostasis and equilibrium. It's what we do. We do that through my form of medicine you may not be as familiar with, because we've really been taught incorrectly about our bodies. We've been taught incorrectly about our mind. And the Western way of teaching about health has been to separate the mind and the body. Well, we know that the mind and the body are one. So what we're going to do today, we're talking about Reiki, we're talking about energy. Why energy? Well, at a basic level, we are all made up of atoms. And an atom is 99.9999999% energy. And it's only 0.0000001% physical matter. Let me say that again. It's 99.9999999% energy. And it's only 0.0000001% physical matter. That means we are more energy than we are physical matter. We are more spirit than we are our physical body. So we have been taught to place our attention on a very small part of who we are. And that's why we have it all backwards. But here at the Salaam, we're reversing. We're reversing the impact of being taught wrong. We're reversing the impact of being taught the wrong foods to eat, the wrong thoughts that we're thinking, because our thoughts are things. And the thought is an electromagnetic frequency. The thought is electrical pulses. They study thought. And so thought can be measured. Our feelings and what we feel, and we're going into the season of feeling, right? We're going in the season of all of these emotions that we may have been feeling throughout the year, coming up to resurface, to revisit us due to the quote unquote holiday season. Okay, what we feel is magnetic and what we think is electric. And together they're producing a signal. We are sending and broadcasting what we're thinking and what we're feeling without even uttering a word. Have you ever noticed, and you will notice this, some of you are dreading some of the family members that might come over this holiday season, that one family member, or maybe a cluster of family members that we're not so eager to see, right? Because every time they come, they bring with them so much energy. And sometimes that's negative energy as a result of what they are experiencing. And they impact the environment. They impact the space that you are in this holiday season. The same way in our community. What we have, new science has found, is that what we feel can be measured 10 miles radius. The heart and what it generates can be measured 10 miles radius. So we wonder in our community, especially Chicago, it's a great example
When you move through the city, you move on one street, 47th Street, for example. If you're driving towards the lake and you cross over to Cottage Grove towards the lake, you're going to feel a different energy once you go into Bronzeville, once you go into Hyde Park. When you come back the other way, same street, going toward Dr. Martin Luther King or Cottage Grove or going toward the expressway, the energy shifts dramatically. Why? It's because of the thinking and the feelings of the people that are living in the community. They are, and we are creating our environment because of what we're thinking and feeling. 90% of all disease is stress related. This is studied. This is science. 90% of all disease is related to stress. That's mental and emotional stress. So if 90% of disease is related to stress, then 90% of disease can be reversed through putting your body and your mind in a state of relaxation and homeostasis. And that's what we're here to do here at the Salaam Community Wellness Center. So we are going to do a presentation today. We're going to show you how to have a tool this holiday season to deal with any stress and anytime you feel that you're out of balance. The balance of the body comes from our hormonal system. We're going to talk a lot about what you see in front of me are what we call quartz crystal singing bowls. These bowls are used in sound therapy. And just to show you that this is not something that I've made up and it's not something, oh, that's some, what do they call it? Yeah, some kind of voodoo magic or whatever they would say. This is science. From the Islamic State stance and from as a student of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he taught us that there's a science to everything. He taught us that color, music, and medicine is the basis for true religion. And so these colors that you see represent the energy of the body. Energy at its highest level is seen as color. So we have not only our physical body, new science has just said that we do have a field of energy around the body. They coined the term in 1999, they called it the biofield. That's the energy that the heart and the mind projects around the body, and they can measure it, right? So we've known it, we've called it, some of us may have called it aura. So, but there's a field of energy that's radiating. And so all physical disease shows up first as an energetic compromise. And if we can keep the body and the mind at a state of equilibrium in the parasympathetic nervous system. Well, what's the parasympathetic nervous system? Your parasympathetic nervous system deals with your ability to relax. It deals with the it helps to stimulate the digestive system. This sound and different sounds that you hear can either put you in your parasympathetic nervous system or it can put you in your sympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system deals with fight or flight. Am I tense? Am I bracing myself for something that's going to happen or something that I'm imagining may happen? Because 90% of the time, what we think about never happens. What we fear never happens. And so we're going to change and shift the way that we think about our bodies and our health and our life. We're placing the power back into our own hands, back into our own minds through very simple things. I'm going to show you today how one technique can boost your immune system by 50%. This is according to neuroscience and quantum physics and studies. So we're going to show you how that happens, and I'm going to show you in very simple techniques, and it's not going to cost you any money. You won't have to go out and purchase anything. You can use some of the things that you'll see here that are in your home. You can substitute that inside of the home. And so sound, the sound that you will hear is associated with the 7 energy centers of the body. The 7 energy centers of the body in, my sister talked earlier about qi in Chinese medicine. The Chinese call it qi. The Indians call it
prana. Christians call it the Holy Spirit. And so what we're doing here is we're activating the energy centers of the body. There are 7 major ones. And in Indian Sanskrit, they call them chakras or chakras. They move along the base of the spine, from the base of the spine to the top of the head. Okay? They correspond. They're not just energy, but they also have a physical counterpart, because everything energetic has a physical counterpart. So the physical counterpart of your chakras, your 7 chakras, is your endocrine system. The endocrine system deals with the thyroid, your thymus gland. The thymus gland is located right underneath your collarbone. That thymus gland is the center of your immune system, and also connected to which we're doing today. We're talking about gratitude and how the heart can emit the emotion to help us to generate a healthier state, mind and body. But that thymus gland controls your white blood cell count and your ability to fight off disease. How is it related to how you feel? Most of the times when we're not feeling well, our immune system goes down when we're stressed immediately, especially when there's some infringement on how we feel about love. That's the heart chakra. That's the thymus gland. The pancreas, the adrenals. All of these roles are attuned to each of those glands and those energy centers that control the hormonal balance in our body. Since we are energy and we are radiating frequency, whatever we're dealing with right now, these sounds that will come from these bowls will help you without you even having to do anything. What we're going to do is place you in a relaxation pose in what the yogis call savasana. And you're going to be very surprised how simple savasana is. It's really just laying on your back. And we're going to show you how some props can help to put the body in a state of ease, because the mind and the body work together. We have essential oils also. We're dealing with the senses, the 5 senses, touch, sound, okay? We're going to take you through a gratitude body scan. This is not something that is going to happen to me. Most of the times we don't get grateful until something happens. And something is happening all the time, like I'm breathing right now and my heart's breathing, right? I'm breathing and I don't have to think about going, if I have to get up, I don't have to have assistance to get up. I can walk up the stairs, I can see, try, not having you think your small toe is not important. Well, then try being without it and see how important a fingernail. If a fingernail comes all the way off, how important is that? So there's so many things that we have right now to be grateful for. And we're going to take back the power that it's not something that happens on the outside of us. It's what's happening within, that we can shift ourselves into a better state, better mental, better physical, better financial, and all of the states of wellness and well-being. That's what we're here to do here at the Salaam Community Wellness Center. So we have a few of our guests today who are going to be, and everyone can participate. You are in cyberspace or on our internet listening audience, and you're inside of the space, but you may not be on our yoga mat. You can do this wherever you are. So if you like to, if you're still listening to my voice and you can hear me, all you're going to do is need to hear me. You're not going to need to see me to experience what we're doing. If you can, if you're at home, you may want to lie down. If you're sitting up in a chair, you can begin to be in a more comfortable position. Put yourself in a space where the spine is erect if you are sitting up. If you're going to lie down, you want to place a pillow underneath your head. You may want to place some type of prop underneath the legs and the knees. If you are in studio with us in the Salaam Wellness Studio here, you can lay on back. You have a prop that will help you with your the back of the neck and help you to support your head. On the side of you, you have a white cotton round, and I gave these to each person who is in our audience here today in studio with us. That white cotton round is lying next to you. So that cotton round has an essential oil called lavender. Lavender works with the limbic brain, okay? And this is the olfactory gland. So when you smell something, you have a memory associated with the smell based off of what you're experiencing at the time that you smell it. And if you go back to that scent again, your mind and your body will go back to the state of wherever you were when you first experienced that smell. That's how bad our bodies are, and how amazing, Allah has created us, okay? So everything that we're doing here, there's a science to it. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that. There's a science to everything. So I think we are ready. And then we do have also on the side of you, you have a it's black, and it is an eye pillow. You can place the eye pillow over your eyes. Now, why is this important? What's the science of this? Because darkness, you place them over the eyes. Just place it over the eyes. So you want to have your cotton round, so in a place where you can smell and inhale as we go through. Okay, and then you also, what's the science behind having your eyes, and then the rest of you are going to close your eyes. What's the science behind that? Okay, the science behind that is that darkness stimulates the pineal gland, which produces melatonin. All right, so melatonin is that helps in the sleep state, helps take your brain waves down. Right now, we're in our beta brainwave. The state after beta is alpha. The alpha brainwave is the most productive brainwave that is out, right? When you begin to go to sleep at night, that's actually the best state that you can introduce thought, what you may want to create and see in your life the following day. You can just introduce it as a thought, and it's just readjusting how we think about that. But alpha state is known for creativity and relaxation. So that darkness, so when you're sleeping at night, everyone, it's very important not to have your television on, not to have your screen from your phone and all these extra sensory lights in your bedroom. It's great to have it dark because that helps to produce that melatonin for a great night's rest. Okay? We can already feel the energy in the room shifting as we just are mindful about some of these techniques. Okay? So if everyone is in position, we are going to gently close our eyes. And if you have your cotton round, you're going to just inhale your normal way of breathing with the eyes closed. Just breathe, placing the cotton round over the nose so that you can inhale the scent that works with your limbic brain. Again, it's important to close your eyes to get the full experience of what we're doing today. We're helping to produce more melatonin and stimulate that in the pineal gland, which is also your sixth chakra, by the way. That your pineal gland is a part of your endocrine system. Your eyes gently close. We settle into our space. If you're sitting up, we want to uncross our legs. We want to sit back in our chairs. We want to allow the support system that we have available to us to support us. If that's a chair, we want to allow the back of the chair to support the back by leaning back and letting go. You want the cushion of the chair underneath you to take the weight of the body. If you're lying on the floor or on your couch, allow the muscles in your back to release. Allow your shoulders to fall back into their sockets. Allow the floor to hold your body. A lot of times we have more support than we are conscious of. Support is all around us. But we are conditioned to be in fight or flight, anticipating the command, anticipating something happening, bracing ourselves for some unwanted news. And most of the times we're not even aware. So at this moment, you don't have to do any work. You don't have to hold the body up. Allow the body to be supported. Notice the sounds in the room. And notice your breath. Here at the Salaam Community Wellness Center, one of the most empowering techniques we'll teach you is how to breathe. How to breathe. Wow. Yeah, how to breathe and how to get more oxygen to your brain. So that you can function better. How to cleanse the body with the breath. And how to take yourself into a state of calm. So I'm going to demonstrate a breath technique, breath awareness technique. And it's going to be 3 repetitions of breathing in through the nose and holding for 3 seconds and releasing out through the mouth. And when we release out through the mouth, we are going to make a sound. So we're going to open the mouth and we're going to push the air out of our lungs and elongate it as long as it can go. So we breathe in through the nose. I'm demonstrating now. Filling the lungs up and holding for 3 seconds. And then we release out through the mouth. Okay, when you're ready, we're going to begin. Let's breathe in through the nose. And out through the mouth. Again, in through the nose. And out through your mouth. Allowing the body to settle. Notice the shift in the body with the breath. One more time, in through the nose. And out through your mouth.
And allowing your breath to return to its natural rhythm. Notice the shift in the body. You may feel your shoulders drooping, the body feeling more heavy or light. And just notice without judging what you're experiencing. Noticing the sounds again in the room. And bringing your awareness into your body. Notice when you place your attention on the body, just do a light scan of the body. Is there any tension anywhere in the body? Does the body need to readjust in any way? Is there any pain in any part of the body? Any tension? And wherever there is any tension or pain or discomfort, we're going to set the intention to release. Give the body permission to release any tension. Bring your attention to your feet. Feel the feet. Notice the arch in your feet. Notice your toes. Feel your toes. Become aware that there are over 1,000 nerve endings in each foot. And those nerve endings correspond to different organs in your body, different aspects of the body. The feet are the most stressed out part of the body. Just send gratitude to your feet for allowing you to stand, allowing you to walk without assistance. If you think your feet are not important, try being without one. Send gratitude to your feet for allowing you to stand, and for all of the paths that your feet have taken you on, your journey in this life. Imagine how many steps you've taken since you took your first step. Your feet have been there to support you. Send gratitude to both feet, or one. I'm aware of the sounds around you, and bring your attention right back into your body. Notice your calves and your knees. Send gratitude to the knees and the cartilage in your knees. If you think that's not important, try being without or losing the cartilage, or ask someone who's lost cartilage in their knees. Very painful. So we're not experiencing these pain. If we are experiencing these pain, we want to allow the body to give the body permission to release the pain in our knees. Send gratitude to your knees. Bring your awareness up into your waistline, the back of the body, the base of the spine, your tailbone. Notice the tailbone. Notice a line of energy goes up, known as your spine, going up into your back and into your neck. Notice the spine and the connection between the spine and your brain. Send gratitude to the spine. Your central nervous system, information highway. Notice your shoulders, allowing the shoulders to relax and fall into their socket. Notice your throat and the thyroid gland that controls energy levels, hormonal release, suffering from fatigue and thyroid issues. Send gratitude to the throat. If you can talk and your vocal cords are working. To the throat for its role in the digestive system, in the digestive process. Feel your chin. And the skin on your face. Notice your eyes resting gently behind your eyelids. Notice the area in between your eyebrows. And the tiny muscles in your forehead. Relaxing the muscles in the forehead. Send gratitude to all of the members of the body that are working without you having to think about it. Notice the whole body resting. Bring your awareness back into the body. Noticing your whole body resting on your mats, in your chairs, in your couch. Take a moment to notice the shift in your home, in the rooms that you're in your body. When the body and the mind are at rest, the body can do what it's naturally designed to do, which is heal. It's important to keep the body and the mind in a relaxed state. It helps you to conserve energy. And the relaxation response is about conserving energy so that when you do need it, and there are times when we do need to be in the amygdala, the part of the brain that controls fight or flight, there are times when you need to be there. But that's not all the time. And it's certainly not a constant state of stress. So any time that you are feeling any forms of anxiety over this season that they call the holiday, remember that you have your breath. Take a moment. Do 3 deep cleansing breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And reset your space. Take some time to get still and quiet. 10 minutes, actually 20 minutes a day is recommended. It takes 20 minutes of silence and meditation to lower your brain waves from beta to alpha, to bring you back into a state of calm. It's a practice that you can give yourself, thinking about the body and all the members of the body that are working to keep you alive, keep you functioning, that we never think about. You want to start with gratitude this holiday season. You can start with your body and what's happening on the inside before you even get to anything on the outside. You won't be able to remember the many benefits that your body is giving you on a day-to-day basis as a fact. Thank you so much for being with us today. This concludes our session on gratitude here at the Salaam Community Wellness Center. We wish you peace and blessings this holiday season. Thank you. Hey. But, yeah. We are like, are we done? Oh, that's me. Hey. Well, we always like to end when we do these sessions. We do like to get feedback from those who participated. We're having a collective experience, but we're also having an individual experience. And so sometimes those experiences are similar. And if there's anyone that wants to share any of their shifts that they noticed in the body, the mind, anything you want to share with us, how you feel now as opposed to when we started, what you like. Yes, ma'am, Sister Carmela. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Wow, good. Yeah. Yeah, we don't realize how much we're carrying, and most of the times we're picking up from other people, other stuff. Yeah. Yes, we'll have this at the Salaam Community Wellness Center. This will be a class that we'll offer. We'll offer it on an individual level, and we'll offer it as a class as well. Yes. So we'll get the schedule on that. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Excuse me, brother. Excuse me, brother. Yes, 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 yes. Nice. Wow. Wow. Yes. Well, all of those are very normal when you deal with sound therapy. Okay, she mentioned that she saw color. She mentioned that she had involuntary movement in the body. That is a big one because what we're doing, as we've said, we have a biofield and a body of energy around the body. These sounds are washing over that field. And so you may have some movement because you're readjusting. The energy is shifting and moving, right? And so the body might jerk because of the movement of the energy that's been stuck there in your space. Yes. So you kind of feel like, I don't know if you feel more clean, like you feel like more alert and more like vibrant after that. That's why I call it a bath, because it's really like washing over your energy, clearing it out. Did you have something, Brother Tanksley? Astral plane. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Calming and peaceful, felt astral plane. That isn't a very, very, because these folks that sound off these sounds, you hear a lower sound. The lower sound deals with the lower chakras. Recently, if you may have heard, our brother and good friend, Brother Kanye West, talked about in a recent interview, he talked about his song 808 and the song vibrating in the lower chakras. So if you listen to this, boom, 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 that's the 808, right? So he said the lower chakras are the survival state. This deals with survival, money, this one, sensuality, sexuality, urges, food, all of this. This is the lower. These are your higher chakras, spirituality, your connection to God. So he's talking about how the music, hip hop, and how the music is in the lower chakras, keeping you in a lower vibrational frequency. This is him talking about his own music that he created. So sound is very important. It's very important. We don't think about it. Just be careful what we listen to and where we go. It's affecting us all over. Did you have something you want to share, sister? Yes. Yes, wow. So the purple is associated with your pineal gland. Remember when I mentioned when your eyes are closed in the darkness, that stimulates the pineal gland. The pineal gland produces melatonin, okay? Which we know seen a lot of supplements on the market now for melatonin, right? To help people go to sleep, to help stimulate that. Well, it can naturally be stimulated by helping to keep the darkness in your rooms when you're trying to go to sleep at night. A lot of us some of us sleep with our televisions on. That's not happening. It doesn't stimulate and keeping your brain moving in the other direction of being in a awake state. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yes. Wow. Yes, sir. Yeah. I could feel that from you. Yeah. Exactly. Deep sense of rest because it's taking you into that parasympathetic nervous system that is stimulating the relaxation response of deep rest. When you meditate 20 minutes a day, you really do reset. It's almost like you have reset the brain, and you are energized, from that state because you're taking the brain down into the state that controls relaxation. Yeah, it's very powerful. How about you all over there on the sofa? Love seat. How did you all enjoy the experience? Yes. Good. Yes, you told me you use aromatherapy, right? Yes, yes. Very good. You're welcome. Good, good, good. That's excellent. What it's designed to do. Anybody else back there? Hi, Sister Asia. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Sister Asia. And all your presence here helped to create the environment for today. We thank you so much for visiting. Does anyone else have any comments before we close out? I don't know if Dr. Constant is coming up or how we're closing out our session today. Nobody? Yeah. Okay. It can, that's, wow. Do you remember? I don't know which one it was. The blue one. This one. Okay. This one is your throat chakra. Okay. You're okay in your throat area. Are you having any symptoms or anything that you've had any therapies or anything in the throat area? Okay. Good. Well, this one deals with your. This is the thyroid, and that's what I wanted to know. I didn't want to just say that out there, but I figured the thyroid. So you may also use this. You can go on YouTube and try to look for throat chakra sound, crystal sound healing. Try to listen to that tone. That can help to, reactivate that thyroid gland, because what you're doing is just moving. The throat chakra deals with your truth. Are you able to speak and have your truth and live what's really true for you, right? So a lot of times we're seeing a lot of women suffer from thyroid issues all of a sudden, right? It's just like a pandemic, and everybody is thyroid medication, thyroid, men too. But you're thinking about that. If that's dealing with the truth and your truth, are you really able to live what's true for you? And what's true for you might not be true for somebody else that's in your quote unquote group. Black people, we like to associate with the groups, right? So my group, I'm a Black female, and and Black females, this and this and this is supposed to happen to us, quote unquote. But it might not be true for you. That may be something else that's true for you. And are you able to tap into that, to really live that? That's what this is about. Live your best life. So finding what's really true for you, what comes natural to you is what's true for you. What you do naturally, what you do that so well that, you didn't even have to, get paid to do it. You would do it for free, being able to live from that versus the norms of the groups that we're connected to. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Praise be to Allah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Where's Dr. Constant? What are you doing?
Yes, we are here, sister. We are here. And my goodness, that was an amazing session. How are you ladies feeling?
Oh, amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And what about our guests down here?
Very peaceful and relaxed.
Yeah.
Awesome. Did you guys have any questions that you wanted to ask our Reiki master?
No, we'll be back.
That was excellent. And I will say for myself, I laid down on the floor. I created my own little mat here. So we didn't have the opportunity to use the essential oils, but covering the eyes was so much easier for me to get really deep into that kind of meditative space. And as so many people have already mentioned already, my goodness, the sounds just really, I can feel them vibrating. I think Dr. Constance, you mentioned
my feet are still vibrating, okay? Which lets me know I've been doing a lot of work.
Yeah, right? We're going to have to settle in those chakras, those lower chakras. So thank you so much again, sister. We appreciate that session. And of course, as always, we love you, and we are grateful that you are a member of our team.
Great.
Absolutely. So we're going to wrap it up. Thank you all for coming out and being here in person with us. We've got a couple folks here in the room downstairs. And know that we have some guests that are upstairs as well too. And to all of you who are joining us on Facebook on the Salaam Community Wellness Center page, remember to go ahead, even though the session is about to end, make sure you share that video with a friend, tag someone in that so that they can go back and rewatch all of this wonderful knowledge that was given to them. And remember, this is not just for the holiday season. We are approaching the holiday season, and it's so important for us to go into this time and this space in some sense of comfort and peace. However, you can use this every single day of your life to live your best life, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, I love that, Jinx. Absolutely, you can use this every day. So I want to, make sure that if Dr. Gloria or Dr. Constance have anything else that they'd like to say before we wrap things up.
Just live your best life. Just know that you have a lot of power within yourself and harness that power, take control of that power, and knowing that you can access your own inner peace.
Great, great. Well, I'm always the one that has to come with the commercial, and it's about Salaam Community Wellness Center. As you know, this has been a labor of love, and this has truly come from the community. We have not received a penny of government money to support this, but it is not just a mission, it's a business. And so we know that in order for us to continue doing all these wonderful things and having these presentations and actually being able to have a full operational wellness center, that we continue to need your help, even if we were getting governmental funding, even if we were getting monies through insurance companies. So we want you to make a commitment. No, as they say, no commitment is too small. And so we are asking you to donate to the Salaam Community Wellness Center, not just today, but as a sustaining donor, to make sure that this institution, that this movement continues on. So in order for you to do this, it's just as simple as going to our website, which is Salaam, SALAAMCWC.org. You can make a difference in the lives of your members of the community, your family, and definitely yourself by doing that. So again, Salaam, SALAAMCWC.org. We also are accepting in-kind donations. Some of the donations for some of our furniture, some of our infrastructure has been through pro bono and in-kind donations. We're looking for volunteers. If you have a skill set that you would like to share with us. I know one of our earlier guests who had to leave said that she is working with an alternative high school. And so they're looking for opportunities for our young people. Most of the violence that we're seeing going on right now is with our young people. And a lot of that has to do with them feeling as if they are not valued. We have to give them something to feel like they have a purpose to do. And so we want to be that space for that next group of leaders in our communities, those next group of practitioners, such as the ones that we've seen today. So please support our organization. We are coming up on Giving Tuesday, which is a huge giving opportunity for everyone. We're going to be putting out on our website a way for you to donate, but even you don't have to wait till then. Actually, Giving Tuesday started, was launched a couple of days ago. Our Giving Tuesday is giving every day. So we want you to support this. If you've enjoyed yourself today, think about how much more you can enjoy and partake of this 365 days a year. Think about other family members and friends who you think would be benefiting from having such a wonderful program available to them within a community that has been denied it. So let's work together as a people. Let's stop saying, oh, I wish we had this.
let's make this a reality today. And I want to thank all of you all who have come out today. I want to thank the board. I want to thank our outstanding practitioners, all of the love that is coming out on the internet. I just got a text from a friend of mine in Texas, so shout out to Texas, you know, because they know how much work we're putting in to change the world. So thank you all so much. And I think we're going to close out our live stream, but I'm going to invite, for those of you all who are still in the house, if you would like to come down to our multi-purpose room, we would love to see you, talk to you, answer some more questions. And I think that's, I'm going to turn it back to Dr. Audrey just to close us out.
Yes. Well, thank you. That was, I couldn't have said it better myself. You guys go to salamcwc.org. You see it at the bottom of your screen. And this has been a labor of love. We have poured, as Dr. Shabazz mentioned, into this health center, and now it's time for you guys to come help us out. So we would love, as she said, no donation is too small. It all goes a long way, and it goes back to the people. So join us in the future. You will see future marketing advertisements for the various different monthly events that we'll be doing, and we'd love to have you join and learn some information and about things that you may not have known were right at your fingertips to be able to do to help yourself. So that's what we'll be doing every month, and we look forward to engaging with all of you. Come on by and see us sometime here at the center as well. We'd love to give you a tour. Thanks so much, and you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend. We'll check you out next month, and that's a wrap, folks.
The Salaam Community Wellness Center was launched in 2020 in response to the impact that the COVID-19 pandemic has had on the Black and Brown communities on Chicago's South Side. In the 16 months since we were established, we have acquired and renovated a 3,300 square foot facility in the Woodlawn community. We have 4 exam rooms which were outfitted with the generous donations from individual donors. Our next step is to launch our unique, innovative, integrative program to address the needs of culturally competent primary care, addictive treatment, mental and nutrition services. We will be using mind-body exercises such as deep breathing meditation, yoga, and Tai Chi. Nutrition, educational, and counseling will be provided incorporating the food as medicine model to address chronic illnesses such as diabetes, hypertension, and obesity. The program will address poor access to healthy foods through the installation of its community garden. This space will also serve as a holistic healing space where patients and community members will have the opportunity to learn about and participate in. Thank you for your contributions, and we look forward to your continued support.